Hi everyone, this is Matt Hendricks with Follow the Leader Dog Training. And today I'm going to show you how to set up a Mini Educator e-collar from e-collar Technologies, the same way that I set them up to use on my dogs and dogs I train. So anyway, here we have a brand new one in the box. And in the box we of course have the remote and the collar, which has short-haired contact points on it. We also have a set of long-haired contact points, a tool for putting them on, and a test light. And they also send along a lanyard and a charger. And then if you lift this black part up, in the bottom is the owner's manual. So I'm going to take out the collar and the remote, and we'll get the box out of the way. And so the first thing you're going to need to do is turn these on. So to turn the collar on, you take the red dot on the collar and you hold it up to the red dot on the remote. And these are both basically magnets, and when you put them together you see the green light flash on the collar, tells you it's turned on. And that's going to continue to flash while it's on. Now to turn the remote on, you just take this button on the back that says on off by it and has an L on it, and you push and hold that in until the screen says on. So now once your collar is on, by default it is set up in momentary continuous mode, which is what the MC stands for. And what that means is that this black stim button is momentary and the red stim button is continuous. So what I mean, if I dial this up a little bit so it's not at 0, if I hit the momentary button, you can see that no matter how long I hold it, there's only a momentary stimulus. Whereas if I hold the continuous button in, there's a continuous stimulation at the level that the screen says. Now if I hit this button with the T over here on the other side of the antenna, that is a vibrate. So the first thing I like to do is go on the back here and hit this MC button, because when I hit it you'll see that on the screen first we just go to momentary mode and then we go to continuous mode. Now I like to operate in continuous mode, and what that does is this makes the black stim button continuous and it makes the red stim button continuous boost. Now what the boost is these collars have what's called a boost on them, and you can set the boost to almost any number you want. And so if I'm on 5 and I hit the standard stimulus, I get a level of 5. And by the way, these collars go from 0 to 100. And if I hit the red button, because the boost is set to +5 right now, then you can see it goes to 10. Or if I was at 8 and I hit the boost, +5, I get 13. Whereas a standard black stim button on continuous, I just get 8. So that's the first thing I like to do, is set these in continuous. Now, after you've done that, these are pretty much ready to use how I use them. So that's the only real setup in terms of getting the remote ready that you have to do. Now, you should be aware that you see the 1D is flashing at the top, and that's because this is a one-dog collar. And while that's flashing, you can turn this dial and it will change the stimulation level. Now if you push and hold this top part of the dial down, you'll see the one dog stops flashing. And now that locks in whatever stimulation level you're at, so that even if you try and turn it, it won't work. So to be able to change it again, you have to push and hold that again until it starts flashing. And now you can change it again. Now when I use these collars, I never lock them. I just leave it flashing like this. And that's because I like to be able to change the level on the fly. So the other thing is I hold the collar like this, and I put my thumb and index finger around the dial, and then I take my middle finger on the standard stim button and my ring finger on the red button, that's stimulation boost if you're in continuous mode. And this way I can push one of the buttons and I can turn the dial at the same time, which I personally like. And you can see that if this is functioning properly, you'll get a red light on your remote when it's stimming, and also on the actual collar itself. So that lets you know it's functioning properly. Now the other thing that you can do with these collars is they have LED lights on the receiver here. So if you hit the on and off button, which also is a light button, if you hold it in for a long time, it turns it on and off. But if you just hit it quick, it'll turn the lights on. So if I hit it once, now I have the LEDs flashing. If I hit it once more, now they're on solid. And if I tap it once again, now it's off. So that can be useful if you're training your dog at night or something and you want to make sure you can see where he is. So that's pretty much all there is to setting one of these collars up. Now I always test the collar on myself before I put it on a dog every day when I turn it on. So to do it, I just hold a couple fingers over the contact points, although you could also just hold it in your palm or put it on your wrist or something. I just hold a couple fingers over it and I just hit one of the stimulation buttons and make sure I can feel it. Now usually with these collars, I can start to faintly feel it around 8, and around 9 or 10 I can feel it easily. It's not very strong, it's comfortable to hold it in my hands there, but I can clearly feel like it's working. But the reason I test these is because every once in a while you'll get a collar that has low stim or high stim or develop some problem like that over time, and so if I turn it on and I know that I usually feel them around a certain number and I hit the button and I don't feel it, then I know there's a problem. Or if it feels different than it usually does, then I know there's a problem and I can deal with it. So I always test it before I put it on the dog, and assuming it works well, which they usually do, then I'm ready to go. So the one last thing you'll probably want to do is when you go to put the collar on the dog, once you get it sized right and you get the strap through the 2 rings over here, you'll probably just want to cut the excess off so it's not hanging around the dog's neck and bothering him. So that's pretty much all there is to setting up one of these collars. The way I use it, to turn it off, you just hold this power button in until the screen says off. And then to turn the collar off, you just hold the 2 magnets together again and it flashes red to let you know it's off. So anyway, that's pretty much all there is to it. Thanks for watching.